Got our first one of the morning. This is a pink, and we caught this on the deep rod that we're using to target chinook, so go figure. Nice little way to start the day. You can see the oval markings on the tail and the mouth, white on the top, faint black on the bottom. Definitely not a chinook, that's a pink. Matt, yesterday we had a fun day out there. We got you your first ever chinook. Today we're going to be going for chinook again, as well as coho and pink. So pretty excited. It's early in the morning.
Looking forward to it.
All right.
It'll be a fun day.
It is.
All right.
Stay tuned, guys. We're going to have some action coming up. There you go, there you go. There you go, center line. Yeah, that's a fish.
On reciting my wife's social security number in my head, and my own, and then you come yelling at me about a fish. I gotta get back to the more exciting thing. Not this.
Boy, he hit that good. Pretty sloppy net job, huh?
He's in the boat.
Another pink salmon. Good morning out here on the Sound. This is your classic pink salmon setup for Puget Sound. Got a white flasher, a pink hoochie, and then we'll put a herring strip on the inside hook. This rig has probably accounted for more pink salmon here in the Sound than any other rig out there. There you go, there you go.
Oh yeah, there's a couple holes here. There's the fin.
There he is. Oh, got him?
Yeah.
Fish on.
Oh yeah, big time. Tighten that drag at all, or you want
Just the tab, yeah.
away from me is tight, right?
Oh, you got a chinook.
Yeah, he's definitely putting up a fight here.
All right, let's get that center rod up.
Yeah, this guy's got a little bit of beat on him. I might say battle.
little bit. There's a good little run, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you up on the...
That's a nice fish.
Yeah. Decent sized boy here.
Try to bring the fish over to this side. It's clipped. We're in area 10. All right. Well, Matt, you got yourself a chinook.
Yeah.
So, a couple things about this guy. No adipose fin, that's been clipped. So it's a hatchery fish. And the second thing is he was 22 and a half inches, so he's legal. And we are in area 10, so we get to keep that fish.
All right. Northwest Fishing reports.
Nice fish, Matt.
Thank you.
Is it a fish?
Yeah.
Can I have it?
90% here.
I'm good.
It's got a big, huge tangle up here. It's a coho.
Oh, there you go, huh?
We just got the trifecta, and Matt was reeling his line in, and lo and behold, there was a coho on it. So we caught a chinook, we caught pink, and now we've caught coho. There you go, JoAnn, center line.
Oh, you have to hook it. I don't know if I could.
Hang on, let me get a picture.
Here it comes. Didn't take very long.
Go find the fish.
Fish on. Wow, what a morning here. Early August, Puget Sound. We've got our limits. This fish hit simultaneously. It might have come off. Oh no. Yeah, he came off. Matt, that was an amazing morning. It's not even 9 o'clock and we're already done. And there's a fish on that rod. That's fish. Oh yeah. We can't even get all the lines in for the end of the day. We got another fish on. This, of course, will be released. If you want some hot action on the odd years, Puget Sound pink salmon fishing is the way to go. We got one chinook today. We got our 5 pinks to get our limits here in area 10. We're gonna take the boat home, get it cleaned, clean these fish. Then we're gonna go have a hamburger over at Dick's Drive-In. So we'll see you guys on the water and online. How you doing there, Matt? Oh, I lost it.
There's no, I don't know.
It was there was something biting. Okay. Some of the pink dye got on the salmon, so now it really is a pink salmon.
Hi, I'm Ken McNaughton, Inland Northwest Wildlife Council, one of the board members, and I'm chair of the fishing committee. What we're going to show you this morning is the basics of how to pour lead jigs for fishing. You need to start off with some lead, you need a pot to melt it in, you need a way to organize the different size, weights, and styles of jigs, you need a supply of bare hooks that are designed specifically for jigs, and molds. And I've created this little rack over here specifically for letting the jig cool and before I paint it, and then after painting it'll dry on these lines here. So to get started, for demonstration purposes, I've already loaded the jig molds with the hooks. The lead is already hot, and each mold, when you close it, has a hole that you're going to pour the molten lead into. We have the nice little lever here. All it takes is a little bit. After you've given it a minute or so to cool, you can open up the jig and they will just fall right out. Then after it's cooled off, I take a pair of side angle pliers here and I'll cut the excess lead off the top. And I'll do one with one of these Erie jigs. And once you cut the excess off the top, you can always use it to put back into the pot for future molds. Now you still have a rough surface there from the cut, and I take a little piece of sandpaper and I just sand it off till it's smooth. And it looks like the jigs you find in the store. Now we're ready to paint. Because you use a heat gun, I would suggest using a pair of needle nose pliers to hold onto it. We'll get 2 paint colors here ready to go. They come in a variety of colors. I use the Protect powder paint. And the goal here is to get the jig hot enough when the lead becomes more shiny than it is now. It'll be ready to go. And then basically, while it's hot, you just dip it in the powder. Shake off the excess and hit it with the heat just one more time. And then hang it on the rack with the others. Well, once they're cooled off, I'll demonstrate here with this one. Take the tip of the jig, and if you're using a power grub like this, anything that has a curl on it, you want to make sure that when your jig is done being placed into it, that the tail is still in the upward position. You'll find from the molding process of these plastics, though, you'll find a little seam on the body, and I just start by threading the hooks right through the front, following that line made by the molding process, and then curl it so the finished product comes out like this. There's the hook, there's the tail, and a lot of times during the painting process, sometimes the eye hole for the line is plugged, and you just take a quick little punching tool here, and now it's ready to put line in. After you've already threaded a line through your eyelets on your rod, take the end of your fishing rod. Now if you're out there on the edge of the water, there's probably lots of ways to do it. I usually take it by just tucking the rod under my arm. And you just tie these directly onto the head. Now give it a little twist a few times, and you take the end of your line right through that loop created there. Pull it tight, there's your knot, and it's ready to go.
Good morning, everyone. Mike Carey with Northwest Fishing Reports. I'm with my wife, JoAnn. We've got our dogs, Duke and Kenji. This is their first time out on the big boat, so pretty excited about that. We are here in the Coulee area of Central Washington, just down from the Sun Lakes. We're at Deep Lake, This lake is stocked every year with kokanee and rainbow, and it fishes really well. The kokanee don't necessarily get huge, but there's a lot of them. It's a beautiful place to go fishing, so let's get that boat in the water and let's go fishing. One thing I always like to do when I'm coming to a lake for the first time is check the ramp before I start backing down my boat. This has got a good concrete slats ramp. There is about a 3-foot gap where there's a drop off between the ramp and the pier, so I don't want to be too close. I'm going to drop my trailer off otherwise. So, but it looks good. We'll get this boat in the water. Dogs are already in the water.
Hey, come on.
Hey, we got our first koke of the day off the downrigger. 22 feet off the downrigger. That's a respectable fish. For this lake, from what I'm told, they're going to run right around that 11 to 13 inch range. Got this guy on a new lure made by Old Goat Lures. Bright shiny silver. Good start to the day. Deep Lake is about 101 acres. That's what it's listed. It feels a lot bigger because it's so long and narrow. And it's pretty rich in nutrients. The water is kind of a dark green almost. It's clean, but you can tell there's a lot of feed in the water. And like any kokanee lake, this lake too will probably have years where the fish are bigger, years when they're smaller. I think this is a small year, judging from that first fish we caught. But maybe we'll get some bigger ones. Fish! There's a fish. Since we're doing 10 inchers today, we're gonna just hoist. There we go. Another little cookie cutter 10 incher. You know, the thing about this is these guys will make really nice kokanee candy on the smoker, so definitely worth keeping. I'm not a size snob. These fish will smoke up really good. And the other thing to keep in mind, like this one was hooked in the gill. These fish aren't going to survive more than likely. Kokanee are not good catch and release fish. You got blood, it was hooked in the gills. That guy's not going to live. Fish on! There we go. This one is fishing an old goat. I love these old goats, they work really well. Oh! Popped off. Well, they work well, but you're gonna get that when you do hoisting. The fish are coming pretty steady this morning. I did switch out one of the long line leaded lines, so I'm stacking over on this side, and that seems to be working well too. But we'll get some more for sure. JoAnn's got one, and there's one biting on the downrigger.
Just came off.
Oh, dang it. I don't know what it is, but today this lure from Old Goat is just outperforming everything by about 5 to 1. Don Morris designed this, came out with it last year. There's 2 spinners and a couple bodies on there. And for whatever reason, the Kokanee are just slamming it. I'm gonna have to get some more for sure. It's been a pretty nice day out here on Deep Lake. We have 18 fish in the boat. And it's about 1 o'clock, just waiting on those last 2. We probably lost another 9 or 10 fish. At the end of the day, I came to the conclusion that it's a whole lot easier just to run 2 rods. These fish are biting pretty consistently all late morning, early afternoon here. And so I've got one running at 27, the other at 22, both running Old Goats. The Old Goat OG Kokanee lure started to pick up. I did swap out one that's got some green hues in it to try to match up the chartreuse on the one that's been hot behind me. So it definitely made a difference. Both rods have been going off here the last 45 minutes. 2 more to go. We had a productive day here on Deep Lake for the first time fishing. We got our 20 fish. No great size. They were all running in that 10 to 12, 10, 11 inch range. The hot lures today were by far Old Goat lures, running from 22 to 27 feet deep on the downriggers, a little bit of corn, a little bit of garlic scent. Lesson of the day was putting away some of the rods. I actually did better with hookup ratios later in the day by just running 2 rods instead of trying to run 4 with stackers. Here in the Pacific Northwest, we've got Kokanee lakes all over Washington, Idaho, Oregon. You just need to do the research. You don't have to go to the most popular ones. Lakes like Deep Lake are out there waiting to be explored, and we'll see you on the water.